The skies over Saudi Arabia have rapidly transformed from a symbol of stability into a tense and volatile frontier as the expanding conflict between Iran, the United States, and Israel spills deeper into the Gulf region. What was once a distant confrontation, largely confined to indirect engagements and proxy clashes, is now visibly encroaching on one of the Middle East's most strategically important nations. The recent wave of drone and missile attacks targeting Saudi territory marks a turning point, one that underscores how quickly the balance of regional security can shift. In a dramatic sequence of events, Saudi air defense systems were forced into immediate action over the capital, Riyadh. Within minutes, radar systems detected multiple incoming aerial threats, prompting rapid interception efforts. At least 2 drones were successfully shot down near Riyadh in what officials described as a coordinated attempt to strike critical areas of the city. This incident alone would have been alarming, but it followed closely on the heels of earlier interceptions. Just hours before, 3 additional drones had already been neutralized, 1 over Riyadh itself and 2 in the eastern province, a region vital to the kingdom's oil infrastructure. The escalation did not stop with drones. Far more concerning was the launch of 6 ballistic missiles aimed toward the Riyadh region. Ballistic missiles represent a significantly higher level of threat due to their speed, range, and destructive potential. Saudi defenses managed to intercept 2 of these missiles midair, demonstrating the effectiveness of their systems, but the remaining 4 were not intercepted in the same manner. Instead, they crashed into Gulf waters and uninhabited areas, narrowly avoiding casualties. While the absence of immediate loss of life may offer some relief, the broader implications are unmistakable. The margin for error is shrinking and the stakes are rising. This wave of attacks signals a critical shift. The conflict is no longer something Saudi Arabia can observe from a distance. It is no longer confined to other battlefields. It is now, quite literally, at the kingdom's doorstep. The psychological and strategic impact of this reality cannot be overstated. Even in the absence of casualties, the message conveyed by these strikes is clear. No location in the region is beyond reach. The broader context of these developments lies in a rapidly intensifying war that has drawn in multiple major players. The United States and Israel have conducted extensive operations targeting Iranian military infrastructure, leadership networks, and strategic assets. These operations have been described as highly effective by some officials, but they have also provoked a fierce and sustained response from Iran. In retaliation, Iran has launched waves of drones and missiles not only toward Israel, but also toward U.S. linked positions across the Gulf. This widening conflict has already resulted in significant casualties and widespread disruption. It has also placed immense pressure on regional stability, particularly in areas critical to global energy supply. The Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most important shipping lanes, has become a focal point of concern. Any threat to this route has immediate global consequences, affecting oil prices, shipping routes, and economic stability far beyond the Middle East. Saudi Arabia finds itself in an especially delicate position within this evolving landscape. On one hand, it has not officially entered the conflict as an active combatant. On the other hand, it is increasingly being drawn into the confrontation through direct attacks on its territory. This dual reality has forced the kingdom into a careful balancing act, maintaining a stance of cautious neutrality while simultaneously defending itself against escalating threats. The pressure on Saudi leadership is mounting. Analysts have described the kingdom's position as a tightrope where even a single miscalculation could have far-reaching consequences. A direct hit on critical infrastructure, particularly oil facilities or major, could compel Saudi Arabia to respond militarily, effectively pulling it fully into the war. Such a development would mark a dramatic escalation, potentially transforming a regional conflict into a far broader confrontation. Behind the scenes, there are indications that Saudi Arabia's role may already be evolving. Reports suggest that Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has been engaged in discussions with U.S. leadership, urging a more aggressive stance against Iran. According to these accounts, the Crown Prince views the current conflict as a historic opportunity to reshape the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. While Saudi Arabia has not formally declared its involvement, these behind-the-scenes dynamics hint at a deeper level of engagement than is publicly acknowledged. At the same time, Saudi Arabia continues to rely heavily on its advanced air defense systems to protect its territory. These systems have proven effective in intercepting a significant number of incoming threats, but they are not infallible. The increasing frequency and sophistication of attacks raise questions about how long this defensive posture can be sustained without escalation. As the situation unfolds, statements from U.S. leadership have added another layer of complexity to the narrative. President Donald Trump has publicly characterized the conflict in terms that suggest a decisive advantage for the United States. His remarks reflect a high degree of confidence, but they have also sparked debate and controversy. We've won this. This war has been won. Donald Trump, President of the United States. This assertion suggests that, from the U.S. perspective, the strategic objectives of the campaign have largely been achieved. However, the continued escalation of attacks across the region raises questions about how victory is being defined. Trump has also made striking claims regarding the impact of U.S. operations on Iran's leadership structure. We killed all their leadership, and then they met to choose new leaders, and we killed all of them. Donald Trump, President of the United States. Such statements imply a level of disruption within Iran that could have significant implications for its ability to coordinate military responses. At the same time, they contribute to a narrative of regime instability that may influence both diplomatic efforts and further military planning. In a particularly notable remark, Trump framed the situation in terms of regime change. This is regime change. Donald Trump, President of the United States. This characterization is significant because it suggests a shift in the underlying objectives of the conflict. Regime change is a far more ambitious goal than simply neutralizing military capabilities, and it carries with it a host of political and strategic challenges. Trump has also emphasized what he describes as the degradation of Iran's missile capabilities. We've killed about 82% of their launchers, so even if they had a missile, they can't launch it. Donald Trump, President of the United States. If accurate, this would represent a substantial reduction in Iran's ability to project force. However, the continued launch of drones and missiles across the region suggests that Iran retains at least some operational capacity. The president has repeatedly highlighted the superiority of U.S. military power. We have the greatest military in the world. Nobody even comes close. Donald Trump, President of the United States. While this statement reinforces a narrative of dominance, it also underscores the asymmetrical nature of the conflict. Iran's strategy has relied heavily on unconventional tactics, including drone warfare and decentralized operations, which can complicate traditional measures of military success. Despite the intensity of the conflict, there are ongoing efforts to pursue a diplomatic resolution. Trump has acknowledged that negotiations are taking place, although his comments reflect a degree of skepticism. I don't trust anybody. Donald Trump, President of the United States. This statement highlights the challenges inherent in negotiating under such volatile conditions. Trust is a critical component of any diplomatic process, and its absence can make meaningful agreements difficult to achieve. Nevertheless, Trump has expressed confidence that a deal may ultimately be reached. They're going to make a deal. Donald Trump, President of the United States. According to his remarks, recent developments, including a gesture related to oil and gas, have been interpreted as signs that the U.S. is engaging with a new group within Iran's leadership. This suggests that internal changes within Iran may be influencing the trajectory of negotiations. A key point of emphasis in any potential agreement is Iran's nuclear program. There won't be any nuclear weapons. Donald Trump, President of the United States. This condition reflects a long-standing priority for the United States and its allies. Ensuring that Iran does not develop nuclear weapons remains a central objective, and it is likely to be a major factor in any negotiated settlement. Trump has also commented on the role of regional allies, particularly Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has been excellent. Donald Trump, President of the United States. His remarks indicate a strong level of cooperation between the U.S. and key Gulf states, even as those states attempt to maintain a degree of independence in their official positions. In describing the Saudi Crown Prince, Trump used language that underscores his perception of Saudi leadership. He's a warrior. Donald Trump, President of the United States. This characterization aligns with reports that Saudi Arabia is taking an increasingly assertive stance behind the scenes, even as it avoids formal entry into the conflict. Other Gulf nations have also been drawn into the crisis. Countries such as the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, and Kuwait have faced their own security challenges, including missile threats and incidents of friendly fire. These developments highlight the complexity of the situation, where multiple actors are operating in close proximity under high-pressure conditions. As the conflict continues to evolve, the risks of miscalculation remain high. The presence of advanced weapon systems combined with the speed and unpredictability of modern warfare creates an environment where even minor errors can have significant consequences. For Saudi Arabia, the stakes are particularly high. The kingdom's economic and strategic importance makes it a critical player in the region, and any escalation involving Saudi territory has the potential to reshape the broader conflict. Its oil infrastructure in particular represents both a vital asset and a potential target. At the same time, the global implications of the conflict cannot be ignored. Disruptions to energy supply routes, fluctuations in oil prices, and the potential for wider oil contribute to a sense of uncertainty that extends far beyond the Middle East. For now, Saudi Arabia's defenses are holding. Its air defense systems have successfully intercepted numerous threats, preventing what could have been far more devastating outcomes. But the situation remains fragile. Each new wave of attacks brings with it the possibility of a breakthrough, an incident that could alter the course of the conflict. The skies above Riyadh tell a story that words alone cannot fully capture. They are a constant reminder of how quickly the situation is changing, how close the conflict has come, and how much is at stake. What was once a distant war is now a regional crisis, and what is now a regional crisis has the potential to become something even larger.